Hey guys, welcome to my new car. I just picked her up and I thought what better way to christen it than a race recap. So, literally where do I start? On March 15, I raced the standard distance mooloolaba triathlon. If you've been living under a rock, you wouldn't know this, but if you have not been living under a rock, you definitely would know this. I put it everywhere and made it my entire personality. I guess overall, my thoughts, feelings, vibes about the race were that it was great. It was obviously hard. I ran past a girl who said, she was like, I don't remember it being this hard. And I was like, yeah, girl, I feel that actually, because neither. Because I did the Noosa triathlon, which was my very first one, and mooloolaba felt a lot harder. There were things that played into that though, like the wind on the ride was just craziness, compared to obviously the blissful experience that is the Noosa ride. And then the run contained a lot of hills and multiple laps, which is just brutal on any day. I guess going from the top, race morning, everything went to plan. I had my bagel with peanut butter and my maple gel. I got dressed. I headed to transition because that closed at 6 a.m. so you had to get all your stuff laid down by then. For the first wave to start, and we didn't start our race until about 8:30 in the morning, so we had a long time to sit and wait and be nervous, which was kind of good because we could sit and watch other athletes for so long, but there was just a lot of time to deliberate inside my little busy brain, which I did a lot of. I built some serious anxiety and I was not good company. I had Brooke and Sarah with me, which was really nice. We all just kind of went in the water, chatted a bit, chilled a bit. Yeah, so before it, I need to emphasize how anxious I was feeling prior to this race. I got to the point, and I said it to the girls, I said, I'm honestly at the point where I just don't even want to start. Like, I don't even want to do this anymore. This feels like crap. Like, before Noosa, I was nervous. Before mooloolaba, I was anxious. And anxiety before an ocean swim is just an absolute recipe for disaster. Because if you can't manage your breath, you're not having a good swim. Because immediately you get in the water, it's a bit cold, there's a bit of the immediate shock, you can't catch your breath, your heart rate's already high, and then having to put your face underwater and take controlled breaths and like get into a rhythm is really hard if you start off on the wrong foot. So I really tried to maintain my breathing before the race, standing in the wave starts, and I pretty much just made it my mission that I would start my swim as calm as possible. So I kind of ran into the water and then just took those initial, like, honestly 10 steps in the water when everyone else was diving and running. I just was using those steps to calm my breath, and I did not enter the water with my face until I felt like I was calm, which, biggest blessing, because as soon as I did do that, I felt comfortable and I was in a rhythm immediately. And the swim difference between mooloolaba and Noosa, astronomically different. If you don't know the backstory, I had a horrible very first ocean swim in my Noosa training block. So horrible that we needed the lifeguards. I wasn't like drowning, but I was struggling so much that I needed to put my hand up and ask for help. Like, it was horrible. And that honestly, that manifested into some pretty nasty anxiety, even coming into like claustrophobia. When I'm in the train, when I'm in the bus, when I'm in my car, I'll feel it sometimes, just like the lack of oxygen and like the honestly trauma of that experience. So going into Noosa, I had that in the back of my brain. And so I panicked. I did backstroke and breaststroke the entire swim. I stopped with 2 lifeguards for about 2 minutes each, 3 minutes each. It was horrible. Mooloolaba, on the other hand, I swam right through. I did not stop once, didn't panic once, didn't use a lifeguard. I was so happy with myself. And I shaved 7 minutes off my Noosa swim, which was just awesome. and I came out of the water at the same time as Sarah, and then ran into the first transition, and Brooke was at transition, so we were like all there for the first transition, which was really nice. And then the ride, so if you know the Sunshine Coast, it pretty much started where Pier 33 is, and then kind of went through Alex Headlands, then Budrum, and then onto the highway. So if you know the Sunny Coast well, you know how many hills that is, which was just brutal, because I, silly me, did not look at the map before I raced. So I just went with the flow, and whatever came to me, and I just went with it, and it was just horrific. And I'm pretty sure the winds on race day got up to 41 kilometers an hour, could be more than that. Slight headwind, but mostly tailwind on the way out, and on the way back, just absolute hellfire headwinds, like so tough. And then obviously all the hills on the way back. I got a minute slower than Noosa in total on the ride, which honestly I wasn't mad about. I was going in with a goal time of 1:24, came out with 1:31, and considering the bike is my worst leg and the fact that the wind was so strong, I'm pretty happy with that. Pretty boring ride, I must say, just highway, like nothing nice to look at. Anyway, no bike difficulties, which was really good, didn't lose any nutrition, didn't get a puncture, pretty good. On the run, there was a couple more hills, and because we had to do 2 laps, we had to do Alex Hill twice. So I think we did a total of 4 hills in the end, which was pretty shocking. And I feel like I'm not giving you enough detail, like I should be giving you some official data. Okay, here we go. So my overall time was 3 hours and 46 seconds. My goal time for race day was sub 3 hours, so pretty happy with it. My OCD isn't happy about it, but I'm happy about it. And that was a 11 or 12 minute PB from Noosa, which was awesome. My swim leg was 29 minutes and 14 seconds, so that was a 7-minute PB. So good. I actually can't work out how long the bike took me, because they've calculated it up to 30 kilometers, I think. So my bike says I did it in 1 hour and 6 minutes, which is not right. On my watch is what I'm going with, was 1 hour and 31 minutes. This says 1 hour and 6, which obviously is not accurate. The run was 51 minutes and 43 seconds, which actually not sure how I did in Noosa, if that's better or worse. It has to be better, so yeah, the run was brutal, really hot. I was just drenching myself at all the aid stations. I think I walked through every water station. Yeah, my nutrition in general was bang on. I didn't have a single stitch. I didn't feel like tired. I didn't have any like crashes, which was really good. I pretty much copied and pasted what I did from Noosa, because Noosa I completely fluked it, but it was amazing. So I just copied and pasted that. Switched out the gels I used for Maple Movement, but I did have one pure gel because I had caffeine in it. I had that before my ride, I think. Most of my time like that I could have improved on was taken up in transition. I think I spent 4 minutes in transition both times. So definitely an area to improve there. The finishing chute was like down this mini hill kind of into a car park, and it was just like, I can't even explain the feeling. All the thoughts, it's like all this training has paid off. I'm literally done. The finish is right there. I can hear my people screaming for me. This is all over in like 5 seconds. And it's just like the best overwhelming sense of accomplishment and like pride in yourself for finishing it. And it just is so good. And I was clapping myself. I think I have a video. I'm just like clapping. I'm so happy with myself for doing it. I haven't even crossed the line yet. I'm just like, yes. But yeah, have I got any other details mixed out? I don't think I've spoken about this before, but pretty much mooloolaba was my, do I want to keep doing triathlons or do I not? I kind of used it as like, you know, do I like this or do I hate this? And I was kind of expecting some kind of, I'm never doing that ever again, or I want to do that all over again immediately after, which I didn't feel. I obviously felt proud of myself for doing it, but I just was like, I didn't hate it to never do it again, but I didn't immediately want to sign up for another one. Anyway, after a call with my coach who took me through the mooloolaba block, gave him my thoughts of what I was feeling about it. He gave his thoughts, what he was feeling about it, and left it with me to stew on for a bit longer. And then I just decided that my next commitment is going to be the Cairns 70.3 half Ironman, which, to say out loud, is absolutely crazy, but honestly, I can do it, obviously. The biggest things that were preventing me from committing were honestly doubts of self-discipline. I kind of was like, do I have it in me to turn up for what I've just done for the normal distance triathlon twofold for a 70.3? All the distances will be longer, all the training sessions will be harder and longer. Like, I just was like, do I have it in me? Also, on top of that, is I work a full-time job, obviously. My boyfriend lives on the Sunshine Coast, I live in Brisbane, so not only is time taken up by me driving, but it's also the whole, what do I need to take for the next 2 days? Do I need to take my trainer, or do I need to take my bike? What do I need to pack? How many activewear outfits do I need to pack? Like, and it sounds in theory like it's not that deep, but it honestly is. Like, you get home from work, you've done your exercise at 7 p.m, you're packing up half your life, you know, to go up the coast for 2 nights. Like, you've just got to, like, it's a lot of planning, it's a lot of staying organized, and sometimes that's just enough to make me go crazy. But I kind of was like, those things are circumstantial that you cannot fix and you cannot change them, and if you're going to let that get in the way and almost be an excuse as to why you didn't try and do the next best thing, the half Ironman, it's pretty poor and pretty weak, honestly. So I was like, okay, in the face of all of that, I'm going to do it. So, and like, obviously the sense of accomplishment after finishing a 70.3 is just going to be insane. And like, that's what Tom said to me. He said the feeling of finishing your first one is just like no other, and I just, you know, it's just the best. And I was like, you know what, frick it, because my extended family is from Cairns, and I know my grandparents will come and watch, and just like knowing, obviously they're not going to be around forever, and knowing that they're going to be able to watch me do that really, really cool thing and accomplish something really, really, really big is going to mean a lot to them and a lot to me. So I think that's pretty special in itself. And just making a big trip, not a big trip, but making a trip to do something really cool is a pretty awesome feeling. So I hope I haven't forgotten any details. I feel like I went start to end and what I've got next. So yeah, I've started training for the 70.3. This is week 1 of 12. The 70.3 is on the 14th of June. And yeah, and I will be training with Temper, which I'm really excited about. Keen to be a part of that from the start. Fully have all my faith in the coaching team and the professionals and absolute wise owls behind the app. And yeah, it's so nerve-wracking, but I'm just taking it 1 week at a time, because if I look ahead and think ahead, I stress out. But yeah, if you have any questions, I guess, leave them below. Hope I didn't bore you too much. And I'm really excited for the next 12 weeks to bring you all along with me. Obviously now that's all on YouTube as well, so that's exciting. I'm ready to make a 70.3 my personality trait, and yeah, I'll speak to you guys so soon. Bye.